Hey you guys, it's Cece. I'm actually at work right now, but I just had to make this video and I couldn't record it at my desk. So I randomly stole a conference room in my building and they needed it, and y'all, they threw me out. And that's not even the worst part. I was still trying to search for a room to just sit and kind of make this video. And I open a random door and a meeting's going on. And everybody just kind of looks at me like, I was like, oops. So finally I found a room where I can make this video. And I have to make this video, you guys, because I got major confirmation from, another sister in Christ, Brandy, Child of God 389, about the very topic I'm about to talk about. Because, I had thought to make a video about it, but her in this morning just gave me all the confirmation I needed. And so I was just praying to God this morning, because I was really feeling some kind of way. Some things have been going on, thinking about rejection and, just feeling some kind of way. So literally after I prayed, on cue, a Facebook message comes through from Brandy, and it's literally on the same topic. And I'm telling you, one body, one spirit, you guys. Like, God knows how to get a word to his kid. Listen. So it was just confirmation for me. And what she was talking about is the Jezebel spirit. And I want to talk about the Jezebel spirit and another spirit that I've seen operating in my life. And some ways you can identify if you might have one of these spirits attached to you. So let me just start off by saying that, any trauma in your life, can be a doorway for these spirits to come in and attach themselves to you. And, I know me personally, these spirits, they attach themselves to me in my childhood. Any trauma, you guys, whether, you were teased, bullied, picked on, maybe you were the black sheep of your family, it could be anything like that to something major. Maybe you were molested, maybe you were raped, maybe you were, physically abused or in some type of way, mentally abused, especially as a child. These are times when demon spirits can definitely attach themselves to you, because you're vulnerable. As a child, you're still trying to shape your identity, and if your identity is being shaped by these things that have happened to you, these spirits can and will attach themselves to you. And that's what happened in my case. As I shared in a previous video, I grew up in foster care. So my whole childhood, I grew up thinking there was something wrong with me, and I felt rejected, honestly, that makes sense. If your parents aren't around, you're going to feel like something's wrong with you as a kid, because you don't know how to rationalize when you're a kid. You internalize everything. Everything's your fault. You think you're the cause of everything. So that's what happened with me. And so with the spirit of rejection, I constantly felt like everybody was out to get me. I was really insecure, and I didn't like being in social situations a lot of times because in my mind, they hate me, someone's going to say something, people are going to talk about me. This is how I felt constantly. And literally in my mind, every time I went around anybody, I don't care who it was, it could have been people in my own family, I saw signs of them, rejecting me. In my mind, it was everywhere I went. And I used to wonder, how could this be? Like, what's wrong with me? Because everywhere I went, I saw signs of that. And, I would pick apart everything people did and said. Everything. And things that were small, to me were a big deal. I'm talking about things as little as someone leaving me out on an email chain, or forgetting to, call me, on my birthday. Things that somebody might get a little, upset about, or, just forget. They devastated me. They hurt my feelings. And, I constantly felt like people were out to get me. Seriously. This is how I felt all the time. And, a lot of people who are suffering from a spirit of rejection, you constantly feel like you have nothing to add. When you talk to people, you feel awkward. You feel silly. and you always feel like you're trying to put on a front for people because you don't really want them to know who you truly are. And you feel like people wouldn't like you. You just automatically assume people don't like you. And, which can make you act even more awkward because you really don't have any self-worth. So another spirit that came to my mind like a month ago, God like put it on my mind and put it in front of me to confront and to know about this Jezebel spirit. I didn't know what that was, really. Listen, that spirit was operating literally side by side with the spirit of rejection in my life. And listen, you're never just dealing with one spirit. You're always dealing with more than one spirit. And they literally act off of one another. And if you're constantly experiencing the same thing everywhere you go, it's probably because of the spirits that are attached to you. They literally commune and react to the spirits on somebody else. That's how it works, So with the Jezebel spirit, I felt rejected so much that I was really combative and really easy to offend. Like anything you said to me, I don't care how small it was, I blew it way out of proportion. Like I got offended really easily. You couldn't tell me anything. Everything hurt my feelings, bothered me, or offended me. Everything you said. To me, you were out to get me. And because I felt that way, I would cut you off. Just like that. For anything. I had no problem cutting people off and turning my back on people. If they did anything that remotely, like even kind of seemed like they were trying to offend me in any way, they were out. Which was most of the time, because in my mind, that was everybody, and people would be like, what? I'll cut you out, and, there's a lot of different characteristics of that Jezebel spirit. And I'm just going to tell you a few, but, there are many. You may have all or some of these characteristics, but just because you don't have them all doesn't mean you don't have this spirit on you. But, if you find yourself constantly liking to be in the middle of something, if you like drama, if you like gossip, you like seeing people argue, and you cause it. If you're somebody who likes to go out and create problems between people or gossip, you probably have this spirit attached to you. Because see, this spirit, basically wants all the attention focused on everybody else. And then at this, just so you don't let people see who you are. It deflects attention away from you. But the crazy thing about this spirit is, by the same token, you want people's attention. You want to be the center of attention. So it kind of works separately, but it does the same thing. And, if you constantly try to pick out the flaws in other people, if you can't stand to see somebody succeed in anything, or if somebody gets anything, you constantly, you have something to say about it, or you're jealous constantly, you may have this spirit attached to you. Because it has to be all about you. That's what the spirit does. It makes you feel like, you have to be the center of everything. So these are things I saw in myself. Seriously, if you get any kind of pleasure out of seeing other people hurting, if you constantly, you get offended over every little thing people say, and you're vindictive, like you go after people if they do anything you don't like, or you feel the need to, retaliate. And here are just a few other characteristics of this spirit. If you refuse to admit you're wrong, you're never wrong. It's everybody else. It's never you. They have the problem. You never do anything wrong. You probably have this spirit because, listen, we all do things wrong. If you're always right, no, you're not. You have a Jezebel spirit attached to you. And if you have to get credit, if you can't stand to see other people shine, but you need to be involved in some way, people have to notice you. You have to be noticed. If someone's talking, you can't listen. You always have to feel like you have to insert your opinion. You might have the spirit opping on you because it's a spirit of control. That's what this spirit is. if you, lie a lot. They're lying spirits, but this Jezebel spirit will cause you to lie too. Cause you to totally just make up this fantasy world for yourself. Anything to deflect the truth off of yourself. You don't want people to know who you really are. You put on a mask. You try to hide yourself. And, you create all different types of confusion. That's the Jezebel spirit operating on you. If you criticize people a lot, like I said, bringing out the flaws in other people, you like to let people know things are wrong with them. It makes you feel good to make other people feel like crap. You probably have this spirit operating on you. And if you can't listen to what anybody else has to say, if it's always you, it's all about you, listen, you probably have this spirit operating. And this is just to bring it out. Many things can cause this. Like I said, trauma, feeling like you don't have any self-worth. A lot of people who operate like this, people like me, people have made you feel this way in your life. And these spirits attached to you, it gives you a feeling like you have some kind of control for once in your life. Especially if you've been mistreated. It's easy for these spirits to attach themselves to you. So, I just really think, Brandy, and people who are willing to be transparent, because we really have to start exposing the kingdom of Satan for what it really is and how it's operating. Like, half the time, if none of this is you know somebody like this. And like I said, you're never just dealing with one spirit. You can have the spirit of rejection, spirits of fear, where you don't leave the house. You're afraid to get out. You're socially awkward. Some people are in bondage to that. They can't even get out of their house, because, for a variety of reasons. These are all things caused by spirits, you guys. And if you know somebody who's operating in these spirits, have mercy on them, because they're just a vessel. A lot of people don't even know their true personality because they're completely under the influence of spirits. So if this sounds like you seek today for God to deliver you and to show you the spirits that you may have, because listen, this should make you mad. This should make you angry. If you've spent your whole life trying to find validation in people, just remember you can't find it in anybody on this earth, because only God knows who you truly are. The only one who can tell you who you are, the only person's approval you should seek for is God's. And that's hard because you want to be liked. But listen, it doesn't matter what anyone has said about you. It doesn't matter what people told you, the lies people spoke, how people have hurt you. Find your validation in God. Because, the people who've hurt you so bad, you never know, they could have been hurt. It's a cycle. And, these cause wounds. And wounds they're breeding grounds for demonic spirits to come and operate in your life. And I just want to let other people know that. Because I've wondered sometimes, I'm like, God, why don't you just take it away from me? Like, just deliver me from all of this. And, God doesn't always take things away immediately. So, a lot of times he wants us to walk in the authority and the victory that he's given us. We're made in his image. And I can almost imagine God like looking down like, you gonna let them do this to you? You tell them to leave. You bind these spirits. You cast them out. You don't have to put up with it. I'm not taking it away. You make them leave. You take authority. And I feel like people need to start doing that. If you have a broken mentality, if you think really poorly about yourself, you have low self-esteem, there are causes of this. And, it's hurtful. When people hurt you, when people treat you just any kind of way, it definitely can create scars. But I definitely encourage you to seek for healing. If things are going through your mind constantly telling you you're worthless, you're stupid, go kill yourself, listen, these are spirits. They operate off of one another. If you can't stand to look at yourself in the mirror, or you look at yourself in the mirror a little too much, evaluate like what's causing these things. Because listen, these things, they can affect your whole life. And I just want to share a little bit of my experience because I'm still being delivered of this. And hopefully this video has helped someone. If anybody wants to talk or you want to share any experiences you may be having or something you're going through, please post, or please message me and let me know. But thanks for listening, you guys. I'm gonna get back to work. My boss is probably looking for me now. Bye.